What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to be talking about how I got recruited to play college basketball. Also, sorry if I sound a little weird today. Yesterday in practice, I got hit in the face and I kind of got a little bit of a fat lip, if you can't tell. But anyway, so how I got recruited to play at the college level. So I guess starting out, I'll talk a little bit about where I came from. So I went to a really, really small high school. Uh, And actually, in my graduating class, there was only 22 people. So if that doesn't give you an idea, my high school is very small. Where I'm from is very small too. The population is like 3,000 people. But anyway, so my senior year comes around, and I haven't really gotten any exposure. I played AAU for 2 years. Didn't really get that much exposure to that. I met a lot of people and definitely got better. AAU, if that's something you're looking for, AAU definitely helps get you more exposure to college coaches, but it also just helps you get better and you meet a lot of people. That's another thing that I love about playing basketball is you meet a ton of really nice and awesome people, and you make a lot of good connections. And that's another reason basketball is so important to me. But anyway, kind of got sidetracked there for a minute. But so my senior year comes around and I have zero offers, and I'm just like, oh, I'm like freaking out because like I want to play college basketball like so bad, and that's all I think about. I'm working out like crazy, getting up shots, coming in to school at like 5:30 in the morning, working out for like an hour before I have to go to class, lifting and working out before and after, a 2 hour practice right after school. So like basketball was my whole life, my senior year of high school, and my junior year too. But anyway, so anyway, the season starts and like I'm playing really, really good, the best I've ever played in my life. But like always in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I'm not gonna play, college. And so I had went to a couple camps here and there, but still like no exposure at all. I'd been writing emails out. I think I sent like over 150 to 200 emails to really, really small like D3 schools and really, really small NAIA schools, just looking for any chance, any opportunity at all. And so, the end of the season comes and I'm just like, I have zero offers and nobody even knows who I am. And, I was just really kind of crestfallen and down because I was like, I really want to play college basketball. I don't want to go to school and just be a regular student. I really want this, so. And my parents are super supportive and trying to help me out, try and find a place for me to play. But I couldn't really find anything. And so I just started, I had to start visiting schools, so just to be a regular student, and so, but I was like saying, well, I'm interested like to walk on, a basketball team. And like, I went on a visit somewhere and they were like, oh yeah, we can see if you want to meet with our head coach. And then he ended up not being in his office. And so they were like, well, sorry, he's not here today. So sorry about that. And I was just kind of bummed. But so I kind of almost like I was still working out really, really hard, but I didn't know why. And I guess that's something that I can talk about too. I always had this feeling like I can play at the next level. Like I just know that I can, even if it's super super small, NAIA or super super small D3 team. Like I just had this feeling like I can do this. I put in all the work. I've done everything I possibly can. And that's kind of what it came down to. I was even if I had to walk on somewhere, I was like, I'm going to put in all the work I can possibly do and give everything that I got so that even if it doesn't happen, I know I gave everything that I could. So when the season ended and there was only like 2 months left of school, I kept getting in the gym. I kept working out. I kept doing all of this, even though I didn't have a single offer, not a single college coach, texting me or had went on a single visit. So it gets down to 2 weeks before I graduate. And there's a really, really small NAIA school. It's like an hour to 45 minutes away from my house. I schedule a visit there just to go as a regular student. And then I put in like this little text thing where it says text, anything. And I said, interested in playing college basketball. So I scheduled for like 2 weeks in advance, and I'm just going about my day. One day I'm walking to lunch and I get this call, and it's a number I don't know. And I almost didn't even answer it. I almost just put it on silent, put it back on my phone. But for some reason, I had this feeling in my head, and I really do believe this was God, like telling me, like, "Yo, answer your phone." But I answered the phone, and it's a college coach from the school that I wrote my my letter to or whatever, or when I set up the tour of the school. But it was just really funny because he's like, "Hey, I heard you were interested. Why don't you just come on a visit here and I'll show you around, the school and the campus, and we can sit down and talk." So I just kind of have like zero, like I'm like, wow, like I'm shocked, but I was just like, there's no chance like this is actually happening. So he invites me on a tour like a week later, and so I go on the tour, and I like the school just as a school, but I'm like, there's no way this dude's gonna offer me. He's just being really nice, and there's no way this is happening. I get a tour, and everything goes good, and so he's like, all right, he goes, I'll text, I'll be in touch with you, is what he said, and I was like, oh, okay. And so I get in the car, go home, go back to my regular life, just going to school. And it was a week before I graduated high school, and I kid you not, I'm eating dinner at Chick-fil-A, and it's 2 days before I graduate. I'm by myself. I think I just got a lift done, and I'm just chilling, sitting there, and I get a call from the coach, and he's like, "Hey, Adam, how you doing?" And he offers me a scholarship, like an actual basketball scholarship to come play. And I just immediately start crying because it was everything that I dreamed of, everything that I had worked for. And I just was like, I like broke down, started crying, like praying. I was like, oh, thank you so much, God, for this happening to me. And I was just like really, really happy, because like all the hard work, the years of my life that I'd put into this, like everything was finally going to pay off. And so I was just so happy. It was an amazing time. But it was funny too because I had already put in that I was gonna go to a different school. Like one of the people at my school was like, "Yo, where are you going to school?" And I had like picked some random school. I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go there to be a regular student." And we did like a graduation rehearsal, and I literally walked up to her and was like, "Hey, sorry, but like I'm gonna switch, the school I'm going to and all this stuff like so fast because I said I'm gonna play college basketball. Like I got an offer." And like everybody was like, all my friends were happy. Everyone like was excited for me, my family mostly, and it was just a really, really good time. It was really much of a blessing, but it showed like even through all that, like I had just that little like faith in myself and that little belief that I had that I could do this, and kept working even when I had zero offers. That's what I believe really pushed me to be able to play at the next level. It's just that belief. So even if you're stuck in a hard time, even if you're a senior in high school and it doesn't look good and you want to play a sport in college and it's not looking too good, like don't give up because there's still a chance, there's still an opportunity. But another thing is you have to be able to put in the work, you have to be able to grind and work hard at this if you really want to play college basketball or any other sport at the collegiate level. And that's what I learned. Like I really had to have faith in myself and my ability to play to get to the next level. And it was really, really hard. It was. But it did pay off in the end because of that little bit of faith, the little belief in myself. Even when there was 2 weeks left of school and I was going to graduate, and I was just already figuring like, oh, I just go to a regular school and just be a regular student, and I'd be cool with that. But I just had that little extra belief. So anyway, that's how I got to play college basketball, and now I'm here, and I'm in my sophomore year already of college basketball, and it's been amazing. There's still been ups and downs. It's like a whole new chapter, and that's something that I would like to eventually talk about is how the 1.5 2 years or whatever have been so far for me. And it was a new chapter, a completely new life. And that's another thing too that you have to think about is it's not the end of the road once you get to college basketball. It's a new beginning. Like everything is set to zero because you get to a new team. They don't know like your strengths, your weaknesses, new coach, new everything, and you have to be able to like come in ready to work, ready to go hard because it's college basketball, and it doesn't matter what level you're on. It's gonna punch you in the face if you're not ready, and a lot of people aren't going to be prepared, aren't going to be ready, but you have to be okay, and you have to be ready to go through some really, really rough practices, some really, really tough weight sessionings, a lot of getting yelled at, screamed at by coaches, but they want to make you better. Everyone wants to help you get to the next level, and you have to put your head down and just work as hard as you can. And sometimes It's really, really hard, to keep going. But as long as you keep going, keep pushing through the pain, keep pushing through the hard times, eventually you will make it. And a lot of people who do that, their dreams do eventually come true. So that was my story of how I am now playing college basketball. And, time does fly. I'm already halfway through my second year. So it is amazing, what happens with just a little bit of faith. But anyway, thought I'd end the video with a little bit of scripture, a little bit of a Bible study, I guess you could say. So I opened my Bible to a random page, and it was actually kind of crazy. It was one of my favorite Bible verses. It's Romans 8:18. For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us. And that is a verse that I have thought about a lot lately, thought about, even thinking back on my past, like, the sufferings of the present time, the sufferings that what we're going through now, the hard times, what we're going through now, are not going to compare to the blessings and the things that are going to be revealed to us, that the blessings that are coming. It is actually, God is using all the sufferings and the hard times that we're going through to prepare us to be able to accept all the glory and all the abundance and all the blessings that are coming in our lives. And I think as Christians and as believers, we need to understand that if we follow God, we're going to go through hard times. Hard things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. And we just have to have that faith that He's going to grow us into better children, better servants of God. And if we do that, there's going to be so much glory and so much blessings that no matter how long and how hard that time that we went through, no matter how painful it was, it's not going to compare. And we're just going to be like, it was so worth it that I waited and didn't give up and didn't quit and went through this hard time. It's going to be so amazing, and all the blessings that are going to come, like we can't even imagine that. So that's really all I have for this video today. Again, thank you everyone for subscribing and liking the videos and all the support that I've gotten so far. Even though I've only made one video, this is even though this is my second video, I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to continue to make these videos. I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things coming, so I just really appreciate all the support and everything. Wow, I can't speak. Everything that everyone has been doing, and it's really a blessing, and I thank you all so much for everything you're doing. So I'll see you all next week. God bless.